is actually a Sunset Beach update, even though we're over on Paradise Resort side. There's Sunset Beach over there. There's a gate there, and there's Sunset Beach, the cabanas and stuff. Here's the road. This is the Paradise side here. But we're over here doing this. We're going to put our restroom and shower over here because there's really not room on the beach, and you also can't have septic tank right by the ocean because it can contaminate the seawater. So we're putting it right here, and as you can see, big old piles of dirt coming out of here. Big old pile of dirt there, and they're digging this thing. It's basically going to be, the septic tank's going to be this size here and 6 feet deep, and I've been helping them dump those. 6 feet deep and 8 feet long and 5 feet wide, and then the bathroom and the shower are going to actually set on top of this. So the top of the septic tank is going to be the floor of the shower and the bathroom, and then they'll go up here. We'll have 4 water barrels rigged in a system similar to this that will be in the ceiling up here for water pressure, because we don't always have water and water pressure here. Lately we have had it though. They found a clog in the water system and they repaired it, and now we seem to have water during the day. It's not a lot of pressure, but we got water. We can fill up a toilet and flush it. I don't think we could basically fill up a shower, but that's okay. We're still pretty good shape. So anyway, just want to let you know. Also, our neighbor is replacing their fence. That's why you can see their house right here. They tore it all down. It was rotting, and the wind and storms had eventually kind of messed it up. So you can see they're digging down in here to put the posts. These are the new fence posts here. They use the bamboo that's more solid without the hole in the ends for the post. We're also at the back here. We're going to set up a garden, and we've got the holes dug for that. We're also going to make before I jump back there, a cement mixing box. You can see this piece of plywood here with the galvanized metal. We're going to, this is going to be the bottom, and there's going to be sides and stuff, and then all the cement they'll mix here so that it doesn't run all of the glue down into the sand, and then you get cement that's about 30% weaker than what it should be, because all your cement glue absorbed into the sand, which is where they normally mix cement here. A lot of the times you'll see them doing that. So anyway, here's the holes for the garden. It's going to be basically, it's our bamboo storage, but it's going to run right along the side here, back to there, over there, down there. And you can see the fence posts and stuff over here. It's just going to be like a little fishnet fence, kind of like we got there, the fishnet, the green fishnet, to keep the goats and stuff out, because they'll come in here from time to time and invade and start eating things. They actually eat all the leaves. See all the lower leaves off of our coconut trees? They kill them. They actually eat. The goats come in here and eat all these lower leaves until they can't reach it. Now see, they can't reach this one here. So this one's doing good, but all these ones here, they've chewed all of they get up on their hind legs and they actually chew all of the leaves off of the bottom. So I had to keep them damn goats out of here. And I think that's about it for now. Oh, well, we got all the materials to build that with. All of the rebar. And we got the 2 doors, one for the shower, one for the bathroom. They're plastic doors so that they don't rot or rust. So that's really handy. Got a ton of cement there. This is for the roof here. We're also going to make a barbecue grill and a sink, which is to the right of the shower there. I'll kind of walk you back over and show you that too. This morning, well, we also had to move one of our coconut trees from the corner here. So if you look at this hole, you'll see one corner is kind of rounded out. Well, that's where a coconut tree was. See right here? See this big round out tree? We had to pull a coconut tree up there, and we planted that on the beach. But anyway, this, where these lines are, this is basically the outline of the CR and shower. And then starting here, going over here to this piece of rebar here, and this piece of rebar here, there'll be a countertop with a barbecue grill, a sink, and a countertop, and then we'll have a roof above it so they can barbecue if it starts sprinkling or raining, which it'll do from time to time here. Just a tropical place like this, the wind just blows in a cloud or two, and then it'll rain for 5 minutes, and then it'll be gone, and then you'll be back to normal. So anyway, I guess I can run across the street real quick and show you this coconut tree that we moved. Also pulled up some of the flowers from over here on this lot and planted them in our little landscaping area here. So we got some random flowers here. Just put them in here just to have something for now until we have time to go shopping for our little decorative palms and stuff. So at least we got a few flowers in here, kind of dressing it up. We got some people that want to rent the beach on April the 2nd, I think. It's a birthday party, so we got to get this all cleaned up. As you've seen in the other videos, we still got this stuff here. We had a little party here the other day. I'm starting to rake this all out. As you can see down this side, I kind of raked it all out, and I have a big pile of stuff. I'm going to have to sift that through our little green plastic fish trap screen and get it clean. But look at that. See that palm tree there? That wasn't there before. We just put that bad boy in there, dropped him in there nice and tall. And so we got a palm tree over here. We're going to move some other palm trees and put one in the corner there. We got one kind of a little bit in, maybe 2 meters in or 6 feet in or so on there, but we want a big one in this corner, and then we'll probably move that one out here once we get this kind of the wave thing going. Where the wave goes out, we're going to put a palm tree, and where it goes in, we're going to put an umbrella on the beach side with a couple of lounge chairs. So the tide's out right now. Not quite sunset, so that's unusual that I'm actually showing you a video and it's not sunset. Oh, we also put a little dog fence in here to keep the dogs out. It's a little green fishnet fence. You can see it. We made sure that it laid on the ground so they don't go under it. Usually they haven't figured that part out yet. And they come in here and dig holes. We just had to fill in 2 big holes right here. There's another hole right over here that they dug. You can see it right there. Big old hole in the ground, and another one over there, and another one over there, and it's just full of dog holes. So anyway, we got to keep the dogs out in order to make this place nice and beachy. We'll call it that. So anyway, that's about it for now. We will, as we continue on with this, they call it CR, comfort room, is what their bathroom is called in the Philippines. So we'll get that done, and we got the bricks for the wall. Some of them, we got 300 bricks ordered. We only got 50 here, but we will be back with more soon. So bye for now. Alrighty, I was showing you the garden area, and we're earlier in one of the videos, and following up here and showing you they're getting the fence up here, and we got the rail around the top. We've got a gate made here, and if you ever need a hinge and you don't have a hinge, you can use that right there, motorcycle tires. You see that? They cut the section out of the motorcycle tire, and then they use that for the hinge, and it automatically closes. It's like a spring door that closes automatically. So you open it and it swings back closed. Watch this. See? Open it. That's the Filipino door lock. Open it like this. Look at that. Boom. Closes. Swings a few times, but it closes. See? Automatic. And then you lock it with your Filipino door lock. The other thing, when you see they were digging these holes to put the fence posts in and stuff, and look what they found. People may wonder what the heck is that, but it looks like snake eggs. See the shell from the snake eggs? So there's a snake. The big snake had laid eggs here and hatched. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. There's 11 snakes around here, and the other day, and I'll kind of post the picture. We saw a python when we went to Santa Fe to get some Greek food. There was a python crossing the road, about a 9-foot python crossing the road. We stopped and took a picture of it, and then it tried to get aggressive and kind of jumping at me, and so I got on the motorcycle and left, and it ran off into the woods, or into the jungle. So anyway, we're pulling up weeds now and cleaning the beach. You can see we've kind of cleaned this section out right in here, and we're just working our way across and around. So I'll get all the weeds out of here. Then we got to get some chicken manure. They have chicken farms here, big chicken farms. This place produces over 1 million chicken eggs per day. Bantayan Island does. And we're going to go to the chicken farm, and it's just a couple pesos for like a big bag, you know, like a burlap bag, basically, full of chicken manure. 5 pesos or 15 pesos, something like that, like 20 cents for like a big bag. So anyway, that's where we're at right now with the garden and our snake farm. And so over here, you know, this is a swamp here, so we could have, you know, creatures living in there. When I bought this land, they told me there was no snakes on this island, no crocodiles, no dengue fever, that it was just pure paradise. Well, now I found out that there are snakes. There's 2 kinds of snakes that I've seen so far. A wolf snake, which is a very aggressive, smaller snake, and it's non-poisonous. There ain't, well, so far I haven't seen any poisonous snakes. But if you try to play with a wolf snake or something, you're going to get bit, because they're just meaner than hell. But they're small, and you know, they will bite you. And the other kind of snake that I just discovered, I was actually watching a YouTube video. A guy went to one of the underground caves here, because they've got caves on the island. You know, like from the coral growing and holes in the coral, and it's all limestone, so it all kind of washes out just like the caves in the US. And it washes out, and they have, you know, these big underground cavern basically. And he was in one of those. It was full of bats, and the bats were just flying all over the place. And then he looked up on like a little ledge, and there was a big old python coiled up, and he just lives in the bat cave, eating all of the bats and stuff. That's his, you know, habitat. But I didn't even know that they had pythons. And then after that video, we saw that one on the road and even took a picture, so, you know, we got a real account of it. And again, at the end of this short video clip of the garden, I will show you the python. So anyway, that's it for now. We'll see you soon. Bye. Well, we was working in the garden, clearing out all the weeds and stuff, and here come Lindy. And a big rainstorm came. Whoa, I just fell into a dog hole here. Yeah, she got her rain gear. Yeah. Wow, you are sopping wet. Look at that. Look at that, baby. She's sopping wet. This rain's coming down hard, man. But it's blowing really good, and rain's coming down hard. We're in the beach here, so on this side of the cabana, it's pretty dry. You get a little bit of the mist blowing from across there. You can see it. Get a little closer here. See the rain coming off of the roof here, off of the nipa. And the beach is, you can see, you can't hardly see there. There's a dog out in the rain. And there again is our palm tree we just planted. So that's really good. He's going to be getting a lot of water. Tell that dog to get out of here. He's trying to come over here because he knows that he can get in the cabana, dig a hole. Like I said, I just tripped in the hole when I was videoing this hole back here where they dug right there. So they think they can come over here and dig holes and stuff, and no, they can't. I get something to throw with this dog. He tries to come in here. See, he's trying to come around here. They know this is the dry spot. They just come over here and lay down, dig a big hole. We're walking back and forth. You can see that little black dog here. He's trying to get in. There he comes. Each time he comes a little bit further and a little bit further. He sees us and turns around and he goes back. But he don't like the other option of being in the rain. Here he comes. Ah! Oh, okay. I thought he was trying to get in. I thought he was trying to get in, jump through the fish net. We got that clear fish net here, and they can break it if they do their Superman dog dive through the fish net. So gotta tell that dog to get out of here. Hopefully he'll stay wherever. All the carpenters are over there in the cabana, over there in the blue. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, here you can see the blue right there. That's our blue tent there. They actually got inside of there to stay dry. Now the dog's, look at this, he's getting even. He's taking a crap right on my beach. Taking a crap on my beach. There we go. Do a little piece of bamboo head. I actually like dogs, but when they're digging holes in my beach. So, anyway, that's it for now. I just want to show you guys this big old rainstorm blowing in. It's really nice too because we haven't had a good rain in probably a month, I'm guessing. I mean, we've had a couple of sprinkles, but nothing to really, you know, wet the ground good or anything. So this is, I think we're kind of moving to the dry season now. I guess the summer, or what we would call spring, is kind of the dry season here. Our drier season. It still rains here. We kind of, in the central part of the Philippines, we stay kind of in a well, I don't know how much rain I would actually say, but in the rainy season it rains every 2 or 3 days. The dry season, like I said, it hasn't rained good for like about a month, so it may be a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks between rains instead of 2 or 3 days during the rainy season. So anyway, I guess that's it for now, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. All right, they're cutting the last of the form that we need for the footing for the septic tank wall. You know, you have to build the hollow block walls for the septic tank. We got the rebar, or cabelia as they call it.
This is wrong.
That goes on the
Inside, and it's too big. How did you measure it?
oh yeah, well, it should be 3 inches plus 1 and whatever. Okay, let's redo it. We've had several mistakes due to my measurement in this, but this is the basic septic tank. You can see the rebar in there. We're going to pour that all around here. We're going to have 8 columns, one in the center here, one in the corner there, one kind of in the center here, one there, one in the center here, and then one in here, center in there. And the reason we're having all the extra ones is because we're going to be putting 4 of these water jugs in these 55-gallon drums in the ceiling to supply water. We don't have reliable water supply here, so sometimes we got water, sometimes you don't. So as long as we have these guys filled, they'll last between the kind of low spells of having water and not having water. Although lately we've had water all the time. But that's been only for 2 weeks. So, but anyway, those one of these sets of 4 barrels, either these 4 or those 4, are going to go in the ceiling, and then we're going to get like a little system like this where they're all tied together, and then maybe in the center drop down to go to supply the sink and the shower and the toilet. So that's where we're at now. So we got to get this one cut, and then we'll be good to go. Bye for now. Just ask for bamboo. Yeah, because that has to come back up because we have to put gravel under there first, and then we pour wet cement with sand in there. Then that mixes with the gravel, and that keeps the cabelia from being exposed, because this is a septic tank, so it's going to be wet all the time. So you don't want your rebar to be exposed to the water, so you want to definitely have it above the ground this much, or encased in like 2 inches of cement. So that's why we're putting the gravel down to push it up 2 inches. Then we're pouring wet cement, cement and sand into that. So then you've got your gravel, sand, and cement. And then once we get that wet cement up to the bottom of the rebar, then we'll start mixing the gravel in with the cement and then fill the rest in. So that's it for now. It gets to be a circus sometimes down here, but everybody's having a good time, and we're getting it done. So anyway, that's the CR and septic tank and shower. And again, over here is going to be this is the shower here, that's the CR over there. So CR, shower, sink, countertop, and barbecue grill, kind of in a row here. And so when the people from Sunset Beach want to barbecue or cook or whatever, they come over here. And if they need a shower and stuff like that, they come here too, because you can't put a septic tank on the beach, because the septic will leach into the ocean, and then you'll have a bacterial hazard, which nobody wants to swim in that. So so we're doing it right here. So we're keeping it clean, following good conduct. All right, we're doing the mixing of the cement here for the CR. We got the first pour in. What we did, we put 2 inches of rock down in the bottom of the forms here, and then we poured like a really wet cement without rocks, just some cement and a little bit of sand in there, so it'd be kind of liquid and go down into the rocks. But we just poured that up to the bottom of the cabelia, or to the top of the gravel that we put it in. Now we're actually mixing in the rock and cement. We also use this mixing box. On the bottom is made out of galvanized sheet metal, and the sides are just old forms. And then underneath to support it, we've got some old forms that look similar to these. They're just lined up straight across there. There's like 4 of them, so it's kind of like a solid bottom. And so they mix this all up. But if you mix it like this, the cement doesn't go in, the glue doesn't go into the ground, where most places mix the cement on the ground, and then your glue goes into the ground, and then the cement that you've got left is about 30% weaker than what it should be, because 30% of your glue when it was absorbed into the ground. And when you come back 2 days or 3 days later, you'll find your ground about 2 inches deep is concrete, and that's where you lost all your glue. So that's really a bad idea. So we made this mixing box, and I think it's working pretty good. I think everybody's pretty happy with it. It's sturdy enough. They can, as long as you got the galvanized sheet metal in the bottom there, their shovels don't poke holes in it or anything. And it's a 4x8 box, and it seems to be doing the job. So we're also using our water barrels here to fill up our cement mixing water. We fill these up. We fill them up through this hose. We just take a hose here, and basically you can see we got water pressure today. Yesterday we didn't have none, so that's why we've got these barrels, because we never know what day we're going to have water and which ones we're not. So when you're mixing cement, you can't run out of water in the middle of the job. That's a bad thing. So all right, thought I'd show you guys kind of a little lesson in Filipino hollow block. Now this is one, obviously it's broken, and but I'm going to use it as an example here. They've got different grades. They've got the lowest grade, which is this one here, and it's just a septic tank, and I've got plenty of columns and rebar and all that stuff in there, so we don't need to get the next higher grade or the highest grade. The next higher grade and the highest grade are for houses, and depends on how many stories up you're going, 2 or 3 stories up, and you're going to need the better grades. And you're also going to need, we're using 10 millimeter rebar here, or cabelia again as they call it, but for 2-story houses you use 16 millimeter and 20 millimeter, depending on how high you're going and what you're supporting. But anyway, and you use the better grade, the middle grade or the upper grade. They have these that are 750 psi, not that one. That one's not. But if you see, I'm going to show you how strong this low grade hollow block is. This is my hand. This is hollow block right here. And as you can see, I can just crush it. See that? It's like powder. I mean, they just don't mix much into this, much cement at all. If you want a good mixture of cement, I heard you got to use about 20% cement. Now, they're not, obviously, because I'm crushing it with my hand and just pulverizing it. So, but basically, where your strength is in your rebar coming through here and your cement here. And then you're going to have like about a 1 inch or so cement coating on the outside and on the other side too. So that's really where your strength is. And I don't know if I should say that's your strength. That's where your partition is, basically. Your strength is actually in your columns and your beams and your footings and stuff. And then the rest of it is just basically partitions, just walls, you know. So anyway, that's the hollow block lesson for today. I wish I had the better ones here, but there's a method that you can test these. And basically, if you pick that up, hold it about waist high, you know, horizontally, flat, you know, where it's on its side, about waist high, and drop it. If it breaks, that's this grade. If it doesn't break, you got either the middle or the upper grade, you know, hollow block. In the U.S., these things, you know, bullets have a hard time going through these. This one here, you know, like those kung fu guys, you just take your hand and just chop it and it crumble. Look like you're breaking bricks with your head and stuff, but it's just basically cupcake material. So anyway, that's it for now. We'll see you again soon. Bye. Alright, we're here, and hopefully there's not too much wind noise. We got a nice breeze going, but it looks like we got the septic tank walls all formed up, all the cement, you know, the hollow block done. Now we're building the forms over here. Those are the forms for the columns. This is some of them here too, laying on this stack. So they got to put the forms around the columns next to bring the cement for the columns up to the bottom of the floor. This top of the hollow block here is the bottom of the floor for the toilet or CR and the shower here. And so that's what we got going now. Next we're going to, like I said, form up the columns and then pour the cement in. We're probably going to have to dig down here more because, see, we didn't dig a big enough hole. We got to get down there and clean all the dirt and stuff off the bottom of where the column is down there, or the cement won't stick to the bottom. So we got to dig bigger holes and excavate more. So we should have started out with a larger hole, but you know, forethought is not always in good supply here, including me. So anyway, that's it for now. So we shall see you soon. Bye for now. Alright, here we are back at the restroom and the septic tank for the shower and the toilet, or CR as they call it, but they're getting ready to put the bamboo in here. This bamboo is going to hold up the corrugated metal over there. You can see it right there, leaning up against that tree. That's going to actually support the cement. They're going to put the flooring cement on top of that, and so something has to hold that up while they put the cement on. So they're going to use these bamboo poles to do that, and over time they'll just rot and fall away. But you know, in the process of forming this up and putting the rebar on there and all that stuff, that's what basically holds everything up. They could probably walk on it and not fall through it because these are pretty heavy duty bamboo there. So we're just about finished. As you can see, the sides are finished here. They're filling up. They're just poured these last two columns here. They're kind of, you can see them grooving. I mean, I probably turn like this so it doesn't look so sideways, but I don't know if you can notice. See all the lines they cut in there? That's so that the cement sticks to it. But this one's pretty much finished here. and they cleaned up the bottom down there. That tarpaulin down there was to be underneath the footing, so that all the water and the cement glue wouldn't absorb into the sand, and then your footing isn't the correct strength, because 20, 30, 40% of your glue went into the sand. So we put that tarpaulin there underneath the forms, and it held them up, kept all the glue and the water and everything from the cement where it should be. So anyway, that's about where we are right now with this, and I'm guessing it's Saturday, so next week they will start to put the floor. The floor's going to go out here 4 feet out, and so they'll start putting the forms for the flooring and that next week. They're kind of just cleaning up the cement box that we got here. I think you've seen that probably a couple of times. So they get all that stuff out of there so it don't harden up, and our cement box weighs 7,500 pounds or something. So anyway, that's about it for now. This is the weekend. Got to give them their pay, so they're waiting around for that. So anyway, that's it for now. See you again soon. Bye.
YouTube now is starting over.
All right, Carlos, wave. Say hi. I'm a movie star. Remember me. All right, so what we got now, we've got the floor, or the base, the support for the cement floor put in here and here. We use the galvanized instead of the either plywood or just the flat sheet. I like galvanized, got a little more strength. The corrugated, not it is galvanized, but it's corrugated. That's those little waves is corrugation. So we're getting this all done. Here's the front step before the CR toilet and the shower. And so it'll be up 6 inches. It's got a 6-inch floor there, and then over here it steps down 6 inches and comes out over to this edge where the front step will be. So that's about where we are now, and they're just getting all the rebar bent and tied up so we can do this. We obviously have to mark. We made a pattern for the toilet, and as you can see, and I'll zoom in on this here, where the toilet goes. You can see, I'm going to kind of turn it sideways so it looks more right, but that, whoops, let me hit my finger, that little dot right there is the bolt that goes through the side of the toilet. This is the hole where the water goes out of the toilet, and that little dot right there is the bolt, where the bolt goes to both the other side of the toilet down. Normally in the Philippines they don't put that bolt in, and so your toilet may start rocking at some point in time and fall over if you lean too far. And also when you flush, the liquid's going to come out because it's broke hook and seal. But if you embed those bolts into the cement, and then when you set your toilet down and you put bolts, every toilet has got 2 holes on each side at the back for you to bolt it to the floor. And they don't do that here, but in the U.S. we do it, and it makes for your toilet, it just holds it down so that it never comes loose. So anyway, that's it. Then we got a couple of drains there and a drain over there in that corner for the shower and for the toilet, just if anything gets wet here. So that's about it for now. We are hard at work. We're actually working on a Sunday today to try to get things ready. There's a big Catholic holiday coming up this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, maybe even Sunday, where everybody comes to Bantayan Island. There's something special about Bantayan Island, and the holiday is called Holy Week. But it's not really a week, it's only like 3 or 4 days, but still. All right, we are looking at a sort of a finished, well, the bottom part of the restroom is, got the toilet sitting there, so we got that in. This will be the shower here. We got the drains in right there and right there. We got the front step poured and done here and ready to roll. And next thing we got to do is do brick in all the sides, put in the door here and a door here, and brick in all the sides, and then after that we pour the columns at the last, and then we'll put a beam around the outside and one through the center from that center column there, and then that's used to support these water jugs. We're going to put 3 or 4 of these water jugs up here in the ceiling as a water reservoir and even pressure, because we don't always get good pressure here. So during the day when there's no pressure, we can use these water tanks to provide shower and flush the toilet. So anyway, and there'll also be, like I said, a sink and a countertop and a barbecue grill here. It's all going to be one kind of a counter type of a thing there, and that water barrels will also provide water for that. So anyway, that's where we're at today. This is about 5 o'clock or so-ish, and people are ready to head out. So we're done. They're going to have to finish leveling this so that it drains properly. So they're waiting for the cement to kind of dry a little bit before they, finish getting the slope into the drains right. So other than that, we're just about done. You can see we're looking into another sunset, and I got to get over there and get some electricity. All the electrical wires run on the beach, but I've been over here dealing with this all day. So that's it for now. Bye. All right, there you go. We got movie stars here. This is that's where we're at so far with the restroom. We're getting the walls built. We got the bottom and the floor forward. Yesterday we got the toilet set in there while the cement was all wet, and you could get it square. We bolted it down, which they don't do here, but I do. There's 2 holes at the back of every toilet, and there's 2 holes, one on each side, and you're supposed to have a bolt coming from the cement up on both sides, and then there's a nut you put on the top, and that holds the toilet so it don't eventually rock and fall down. So we got that done. They got everything lined up here, and so we're making good progress. Over on the beach side, we got 4 people over there working on cleaning up the beach, and that's starting to look pretty good. So we'll go over to the beach now and take a look. I've been weed whacking here, so you can see this is the unweed whacked side, this is the weed whack side, and I've got I bought a Briggs & Stratton weed whacker at a place called Belmont Hardware in Cebu City. There's several locations for Belmont Hardware, and they got pretty good stuff. They got, and I bought my chainsaw there. I bought my stainless steel saltwater pump there. So if you need stuff in Cebu, yard tools, chainsaws, water pumps, salt water, fresh water, whatever that you need, Belmont probably has it, and I think they give you a 3 or 4% discount for cash. So that's a pretty good deal, or at least a better deal. Their prices on smaller things like PVC pipe and stuff, they're high. You can probably get that better somewhere else, but they're hard equipment, saws, weed whackers, water pumps, all that's pretty reasonable. So as you can see here on the beach, and maybe you can't see because we're not looking right into the sun, but here's all the mounds of sand where they rake them up, and then they dig all the sand up around there, and then they sift it through one of these screens. And I'll show you down here. They cleaned up all this beach sand. See, we got a guy down there. He's raking all the seaweed up. Probably you can see him there. He's doing the seaweed rake, getting all that stuff up. This is low tide now, so that's a perfect time to be doing this. And again, this is the water pipe here. We're getting set up to get the high tide water slide going. Now I know you've never heard of that, but that's kind of letting the cat out of the bag here. That's going to be the next video we do, so it'll all be set up. But this is basically the way we clean the sand. You see I'm throwing it in the screen, sifting it out, getting all the trash. And you can see there's every kind of trash that you can imagine. I mean, there's flip-flops and clothes and, you know, pants and shirts and jackets, all kinds of stuff in the sand. So, but they're getting it all cleaned up. And the beach, wow. I mean, from here where I'm looking, I haven't seen it. I've been over there weed whacking for the last 2 hours or 3 hours, but this looks pretty wild here. I mean, it looks like anthills, I guess, everywhere. But that's a good thing. Lindy's getting ready to water. You know, again, we moved that coconut tree there from the main lot where the septic tank was. We had to dig it up to put our septic tank in, and so we planted it here. So we're kind of watering it every day for 20 minutes or so, and our water pressure's not high, so 20 minutes of water ain't that much, but still, you know, we got to do it. The other thing we got to do too is come down here, you know, while this is low tide, and we're going to have to get all the glass out of here, cans, bottles, blue jeans, flip-flops, you name it. It's in here. Seashells will probably stay. There's tons of scallop shells here. These are all scallop shells, all the bigger ones are, but you can see right there, there's a piece of cardboard right there, cardboard. Right now it doesn't look too bad, but sometimes you'll find, you know, here's a piece of a, I don't know, piece of a boat, piece of plastic or something. So it's not too bad. Here's a piece of material, who knows what. So, you know, it's miscellaneous stuff, and this is where everybody's going to be swimming. And like I mentioned before, the high tide water slide, you're going to see that. See, there's a pair of jeans, there's a plastic bag, you know, just, we got to get all this stuff cleaned up here. And at low tide, this is the perfect time to get out here and clean all this part up. There's a tin can, see right there, tin can. We don't want that. We don't want anybody cutting their feet on a tin can, you know, having to get a tetanus shot or something. Pieces of plastic, who knows what, you know. But, you know, we're trying to basically get this beach so it's, you know, really pristine and clean and, you know, totally safe for everybody, because when they come down that slide, they're going to be hitting the ocean. And again, you're not supposed to know this, but there is going to be a high tide water slide. I got to get the electric hooked up. That's the other thing that I'm doing. I'm wiring the cabanas, because I got to see that pipe. I have to pump water from the ocean at high tide. At high tide, the water's up, like at that line right there, basically. So I got to get down here, probably come out here another 20-30 feet and put the pickup out there. But basically this is the area where you're going to slide into this nice clean white beach sand here. But still, you know, there's a plastic bag. Right here is a piece of glass. See that? We don't want that there. You don't want to be sliding into a piece of glass. Now this glass isn't as dangerous as normal glass because it's been in the ocean for some time. And what happens is it sands it down and all the edges are rounded. So even though it looks dangerous and there's a point there, you couldn't catch yourself on that. But nonetheless, if you broke it freshly, you know, somebody stepped on it and broke it, then you'd have a fresh, clean edge that the sand hadn't dulled over however long it took to, you know, wind up here on this beach. So anyway, I'll show you the wiring that I'm doing up here. Man, this beach looks nice. I really like it. It's the sand is right nice and powdery. We've actually got really good sand here. It's not white sand, but it's gold and tannish gold, whatever, you know, colors you want to call it. But it's really nice on the feet and everything. And so here's a piece. He's cleaning all the glass out before we dump it. All right, we're just a day before the opening of Sunset Beach, and we're actually running the wiring now. It's for all the lighting and that. You can see we got that up there. I got to run it over to here. I ran it from the circuit breaker through that cabana into the junction box, and from the junction box we got to go over to this one's junction box, and then from the junction box we got to go to the lights on the gate here and over there on the beach, and likewise on this side. And then we got to do 2 ceiling fans in each one, and then we got to connect the wiring into the main thing here. Hey, looks beautiful. Come to Sunset Beach tomorrow. So anyway, advertising. So we got our signs up. Well, honey, what'd you do? Oh, that sign I put on the thing. Yeah. So we're dumping all of our rocks here along the road in the gully here that we don't want, and we got the bathroom going over here. Almost got it up to 8 feet here. Putting the cement on right now, laying the bricks, getting everything straight, nice and straight. So hopefully we'll have that done today by this evening. We got to put the door in too, so that's another thing. But I weed whacked everything yesterday, pretty much all the way back. There's one little corner over there that I didn't get. It was getting dark. But the main part is this area here, where if overflow comes to the beach, they can, hang out in these shady spots and stuff. And maybe we'll even set up volleyball here in the center. This is a big open place, perfect for a volleyball court. So we may set up volleyball there. So anyway, we'll see how busy we are. Maybe nobody will come. Maybe everybody will come. It could be, anything. So just want to give you a morning update, and we are getting pretty excited. I think you've seen these guys. They're cleaning the sand. This is the stuff that they sift out of the sand, all the rocks and things that they sift out of the sand, and so they get it all clean. Here they're under the, can't see in the shade here with this lighting, but here they're shoveling sand, smoothing it out. So anyway, they're working on the beach too, getting it all nice and clean. Man, it's looking good out there. The water is just gorgeous today. We're running into a low tide in a little bit, about 10:30, and then the tide will come back in after that. High tide will be about 4:30, maximum tide. So anyway, that's it for now. See you again soon. Bye.